Welcome to Demon's Daily. We're going to be casting a game between Dignitas and Denial NA. It's a scrimmage that they're just doing, and they allowed us to cast it. Thank you very much, guys. And away we go. I will be joined by Mr. NFGTweak. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you doing this lovely afternoon?
I am doing great, even though it is evening, you scumbag. So, thus far, we missed the picks and ban stage, unfortunately, and of course the game is immediately paused after I unpaused it. So, we'll take this time to run through the lineups. We have Zapman on Apollo, Lassus on Freya in the jungle, the best going mid lane is Isis, Anatoly going in the solo lane as Kali, and Shadow Q playing support as Athena. Would you like to go over the Denial side of this match?
Yeah, we will see Pon Lula on Bakasur. We'll be seeing Pain on her. We'll be seeing Jeff Hilda on Sobek. We have Rush on Hell, and we have Mace to the Face on Reliable Agni.
That reliable Agni mid. Pretty much looking at the item pickups thus far, nothing unusually outlandish or anything like that. Anatoly going for that level 1 Heartseeker with the Hog and Blink. Eventually moving that into a combat blink, I am sure, so that way he can get in and out of situations. We have a little bit of an invasion here by Denial. Looks like they're going pretty hard into the mid lane. They land a pluck on top of the Isis, and there's a path of flames right through it, throwing the stun. Are they going to be able to pick up the kill? Yes, they do! Denial NA starts it off with a point on the board, getting a kill on the best in the mid lane. Looks like that didn't quite work out for them. That charge prey was just the nick of time, and he's going to be going back to base to get that little bit of health back because he has enough time to do that before the minions spawn. They'll be breaking off and doing their own jungle, so very nice play there. I'm kind of shocked that Dignitas wasn't a little bit more wary of that, judging from the last time that they faced off against them in the last game that we casted yesterday. They had a very early first blood as well. So can they turn that around? Because Denial managed to win yesterday's game.
I'm actually very interested with Jeff Hilda's actual second passive. Usually you see supports actually running the Eye of Providence, and he's actually managed to pick up Shell rank 1 on actual first pickup, which is pretty interesting in my book. You don't see that many supports doing that right now. Let's see how that pays off later on, too.
I agree, and they're going to be going for a second invade here. 4 of them going into the jungle of the enemy, as it looks like they're going to try and pick off this left lane, taking this blue buff. They stick Freya to the wall. Are they going to be able to follow it up with anything else? There comes the stomach, lands the pluck! Oh, an amazing just at the last distance, and they pick up Lassus for a second kill. Denial NA is on a roll here. They are just wrecking this game thus far. Can they keep this momentum and just stomp it right into a victory for themselves in this first game of, I don't know, it might be a best of 3, might not, who knows. But like I said, it is just practice, so we can't hold them to it. But Denial showing that they are, top-tier team.
Oh, definitely. And you're actually seeing right now Apollo and Athena heading into the jungle to try to intercept actual on her and Sobek. Fortunately, on her is now rounding around the long way.
Taking the safe path around, it looks like they will be able to avoid anything there. If Sobek can land a pluck, that could be a dead Athena.
Oh, there we go. There's Athena.
Nope, not a dead Athena, just a knocked back Athena with a little bit of damage on her. And on her, get it? Oh, the jokes never stop. So, Tweak, feel free to relax. It looks like they're going to be stealing the blue buff there from the red side, because I keep getting my orientation wrong. And they do successfully steal the blue from Pain Divion and Jeff Hindla. And now they're going to be falling back over towards the mid lane. It looks like they're going to try and catch Agni out. There's 4-on-1 over here in the jungle, and Agni's going to die pretty quickly. So Dignitas puts himself on the board with 1 kill. Very nice rotations by Dignitas.
Yeah, actually, unfortunately, even with those 2 early engagements early on, Sobek and also on her are actually farther back in gold count, even though Zap and Shadow were able to stay in lane longer, so they do have a little bit higher of a net worth right now, but the GPM seems to be changing a little bit more as we're going on right now.
Yep. Just feel free to relax and let the words flow forth. The only thing I would say right now is a little less on the actually.
Okay.
That's
my word.
Oh, that's your word. I see. So we have Pon over here in the jungle looking for possibly a gank. Is he just going to rotate right around through the mid lane? He's going to maybe eat a minion and then go on over here to the right side. Mid creeps. He's going to be coming on over to the right lane, possibly for a gank as he is pinging there because the mid camps are down. Let's follow and see what happens here. Nope, just going to be taking that blue buff for his solo laner, which is definitely what Hell needs. always the mana starved over there, as she's going to be having a little bit of trouble against this Kali. An interesting pickup by Anatoly going the Kali against Rush's Hell, because Hell is a very strong soul laner. Ooh, what's going on over here in the left lane? We can see that. It looks like Jeff Hinley's going to go down, as they probably taunted him out, and will they be able to pick up Shadow here? Looks like On here is trying to do what he can, but will be unable to follow that one up with anything particular. But Mace to the face coming in. Nope, he's just going to back on off.
Actually, with the Kali pick against the Hell, that's not a bad combo. Kali does have the actual 3 to actually get her health back, but at the same time, the poke, if you max out your 2 against the Hell, is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And you can counter against Hell by that way.
Going to be forcing Hell to use her heals more than her damage to clear out the waves. Kali rotating over here to the mid to help with that mid camp, maybe to get a little bit of experience and gold from that. I wonder what's up with this rotation here. Ooh. Okay, Kali opted to use her blink to hurry up and get back over to the lane. Agni putting a good bit of pain down in the mid lane on the best, but he will be Path of Flames out of that stun to make sure nothing happens there. And Freya will be going back in the mid, just returning to lane. Other than that, who is the one that is currently the most farmed? We're looking at what we got, Agni and Zapman. So it looks like Isis just a little bit below having the most gold, as pretty sure that's how it is sorting it. Alright, wrong panel. Isis second, as Mace to the face and Ponpon. So Ponpon doing a little bit better than Lassus on that regard, 3,100 to 2,900, so he's got about 200 gold on that. But over in the left lane, are they going to be looking for a pick here in the jungle? There they come. Are they going to be able to steal this away from him? Ponpon getting pretty darn low, using his ultimate, but is going to be unable to do anything about it. And Apollo gets the red buff. Agni in trouble here in the mid lane. Is Shadow Q going to dash down? Not quite. Just going to clear out those minions. Whoa! Who got in there from that side? Looks like the Apollo came in from the side, and Honor came in to try and do some damage. But he instead goes down. Go ahead, Tweak.
Oh no, what I was going to say is just Ponpon, I was going to expect early rotations from Zap and Shadow, or even mostly expecting the best two, because with Ponpon on a Bakasura, he likes to max his 1 and 3 the most, and that actually carries him very mid and early game faster through the jungle than, say, a Freya, especially if Freya is more lower in the beginning, so it takes a lot more time. So early ganks on Ponpon when they can is probably one of the better things they can do. Yeah, actually, right now we're seeing Sobek just starting to wander, checking for side golds.
Mm-hmm. Being able to shut down Ponpon early is something you're going to have to try and do, as he tends to do a lot of the carrying of the game, getting very farmed up, jumping into those ganks, and doing a lot of damage. So, Hinla over here doing a little support works, getting those minions ticked down, so Pain Divion can just one-shot them as best he can, even though he doesn't quite have the damage to do that just yet. Will there be a land of pluck on Zapman here? Not quite, he's a little bit far away. So, they will be rotating over, checking their wards. There is a ward right here protecting them as they put another... oh, it's showing up as blue and purple, I think.
And he just had Laziz go back and actually just finally finished his Shoes of the Magi. He's going with the magical penetration instead of trying to go with actual cooldown speed. Interesting. Oh, and here comes Ponpon blocking on Athena.
Don't think that was the move they wanted there. Jeff Hinla threw Shadow Q out of the grasp of Ponpon, so I think he more wanted to go for a tail whip there versus a throw. Ooh, Mace in the face in a lot of trouble here. Lands the stun on top of the best, so he will be able to get out of there unscathed. Last is coming over here in the left lane. Are they going to be able to land a kill? Nope, just him and the support Shadow Q as Mace in the face rotates over. Apollo coming in from the sky. There he goes, landing on top of Agni. Agni will fall. Very nice rotation and communications, knowing that they were split up, so they were able to take advantage of that situation.
Basically, on the solo lane, you're just looking at Anatoly just went to go check their blue and realized the hill was there, so they're just back in lane. And they're just having their own little poke fun.
Solo lanes get kind of boring sometimes, especially when you're playing them. You're just like, yep, I cleared the wave. Hooray! Back to doing what we normally do. But checking on that lane, looking... Go ahead.
I was going to say, the interesting fact is actually Rush is staying right now 300 gold ahead of Anatoly, which is pretty good, I say, in my book.
Yeah. He's got a little bit more net worth, as Anatoly is the lowest farmed right now on the Dignitas side of things, and Rushed is the highest. So his solo laning is working out, able to clear those creeps, not lose any gold to towers or anything of the sort. Over here in the left lane, it looks like On her and Apollo are having a smack war, and it looks at the moment that ooh, there goes the ultimate from Agni from On her.
Amazing moves.
But he juked On out of that one and made it out okay. He's still pretty low. Athena comes on in there to support, and the other support also arrives. So we have two low carries with their fully healed supports looking for something to happen. And they're both in a dangerous spot here. If Honor gets jumped on, he's dead. If Apollo gets jumped on, he is also dead. So they're going to look for that opportunity to go back.
Rotation from Laziz to actually go mid right now after ISIS got a good amount of chunk from...
Like we have some counter juggling over here. Ooh, the Sobek plucks the Athena into the tower. Almost into the tower, and Pain Deamon will go down. And the Freya comes in from the backside. He's going to try and land a kill on top of Sobek, but he does not look like that may happen right now. Agni rotating in. Is he going to be able to do any damage? Throws down a stun, but Apollo already went up into his ultimate. Across the sky.
Now you actually see Pompon on a short lane as backing tower while Kali was trying to come over for the rotation. He's trying to catch up on Lemon since he's a little bit farther behind than everybody else.
Ooh, Pompon forced to blow his own ultimate so that way he'd make sure he could get out of that one alive without getting slowed from the Kali hits. Not a situation you want to be in as Pompon.
Now here comes something scary. You're actually seeing now the best is actually trying to take gold, but you also have the rotation with Hell coming over, which is actually pretty scary by Rush, so I'm amazed he even went for that.
Over here in the left lane, looks like Zatman's going pretty hard on Pain Deamon. Are they going to be able to land another kill on that on her? Currently, it's 10 minutes in the game. Dignitas is up 7-3 and about a 3k gold lead. So they're doing pretty well after that rough start they had early in the jungle phase, or early in the initiating team fight, let's try and kill each other phase.
I have to give it actually to Pain. He's really sticking in and trying to give it as Zap, even though Zap does have about a... Actually, it looks almost like a 1700 gold lead at this point. Basically has the whole lane to himself. I'm amazed he's actually staying in as much as he can.
Yeah, he's got about 1600, 1700 gold lead. Is Onpon going to come over here for a
you
gank?
See the old on Athena over to Hell, and Anatoly gets the kill.
We'll rewind that and check out exactly how that happened. You see Kali coming in from behind. The Hell there goes in, uses her lash, then she goes, just continues to fall, uses the Fist of the Gods, and the Rush will fall after Shadow Q lands there, doing a ton of damage with that. Looks like over here in the left lane, there was an attempt possibly to gank out Zatman, but he was undeterred by that. Agni in a very dangerous spot. Is he going to be able to land a kill? He does slay the best, but he is going to go down to Frey here if she goes up into her ultimate. He will Path of Flames and get on out of there, but Lass is now in a hard spot as he's going to get knocked up and pinned to the wall. There goes the ultimate from the On Her, and is going to be able to pick up the Lassis. So 8-5, Denial working on their comeback right now. They can keep up this momentum, maybe they can work it into a victory. But
right now, as you can see, Zatman's actually pushing down long towers. Already got about under 3/4 health. He's actually just keeping the minions back, so he might actually get this tower almost down or to actual about less than a quarter. Oh no, he's going to.
They're going to trade a Gold Fury for that left tower. I don't know if that's a really good trade in my opinion, but it honestly, can be and can't be. If they can get a kill here, they do! So that definitely makes it a little bit more worth it now. The Fist of the Gods came out from that Kali, but wasn't able to land on anyone. Ooh, Apollo lands the Mesmerize on top of the Boxer. Will Boxer be able to make it out? Yes, he will. There comes the Hell in for the support. She's going to get stunned out, though, and going to take a lot of damage here from the Wing Buffet. Or the Wing Gusts, I'm sorry. I keep wanting to call it Wing Buffet because it's what they originally called it, and I like that better. I'll let you get a little good bit of poke damage down on her. But she will be backing out now.
The worst thing is that you have Rush right now. Okay, never mind the rotating. I was going to say, you actually have Laziz right by the tower, and Rush was pushing a little too forward, which, as much as Hell does have great sustain and can hold her own, but against 3v1, it wouldn't have been that great.
Yeah. There's only so much you can heal when you're Hell.
Actually, I even feel that Rush is getting a little bit greedy. He actually built Doom Orb as his third item fully built already, which is great. But I do find that with how much he is pressuring out, that might be a little bit dangerous, especially because he has no cooldown percentage.
Yeah, there
You
goes
see
the...
typical Hell players do a lower cooldown.
I like the pickup on that. I mean, it's 140 magical power. It's the highest magical power item, single magic power item in the game for such a cheap amount. All he has to do is stay alive and farm to get those 50 stacks on that Doom Orb.
You're actually seeing Anatoly right now is getting ulted by Athena. He's going to land right on top of Sobek. Let's see what they can pick up.
Ooh, nice turnaround! Pon comes in, they're able to slay out Anatoly. Are they going to be able to pick up this lovely Shadow Q? In response, they throw up the pillar. There comes Agni into support and lay down even more damage, but Pain Devion's getting really low as everyone else rotates in. Lass is coming in, lands the Banish on top of Pon, and there goes the slow on top of him as well. His ultimate has already been used, so unless he has some sort of purification beads, he's going to die! The jukes! But he won't make it away. The stun landing on top of the best. Will Agni be able to do any more damage? The Flame Wave comes out, putting him down to about half health. Nice rotation there by Mace to the face. Even though they did lose Pon, they were able to force Isis and Athena, or Freya back.
Apollo. Oh, Zapman just died to Rush. He tried to jump on power with his ult and ended up missing 2 clicks of damage on it. He only got the first 1 click when he came down from his ultimate.
Oh, look at that. There goes the shot, and there went the wait. Repulse. There we go. There went the repulse into the Inspire to heal up Rushed. So he repulsed him to death. There goes the second repulse to clear out that wave. Rush keeping those stacks on that Doom Orb, doing what he needs to do. Stun going out on Lasses, keeping Mace to the face alive in the mid lane. And here comes Sobek into the mid lane. Is he going to be able to land a pluck on top of Isis? Getting a little bit close, but Isis will be able to fall back in time.
Stay back.
Over here in the jungle, it looks like they're just going to be clearing out wards, doing their own counter warding, waiting for rotations to happen. Boxer going over here hard in the right lane, going after Anatoly under the tower, using his ultimate to land as much damage as he can. That jump comes in, but the Athena ult happens, doesn't land. Defender of Olympus would have been a great damage mitigation, but instead she will go down, and now Athena's Guardian of Olympus will fall, and so she won't have it available for the next little bit. Apollo coming over here to save his tower. Will he fall to a Sobek on her combination if they can land the combo right? But Apollo will just use the moves to get on out of there. We have 2 rotating in from Dignitas. Are they going to be able to kill on her? On her, pins the Athena to the wall, throwing out some shots, but it's not really doing a whole lot of damage to her. She will be fine from that. There comes Agni, going to land a stun. No, doesn't have his stun ready. Is he going to land a stun this time? Not quite. The pluck goes out, but is unable to land. He does use the moves, or sorry, mesmerize, but it does not affect him for long enough as he was taking tower damage. That shell doing what it does and keeping people alive. Jumping on to Agni now is that Athena. She will be forced back out through a stun.
And actually, on the short lane side, we actually had Zeta this whole time has been getting counter jungled by Hell and Pon. Rush and Pon have just taken his blue, and they were putting down pressure on him the whole time. So he actually missed a lot of creeps, missed gold, at the same time missing 2 of his own jungle camps.
Lass is now the least farmed for Dignitas. That puts him significantly behind Pon, who is level 14. Lass is only level 13.
And the most interesting we're actually seeing is Dignitas' warding situation is actually centered all around mid lane. If actually we're watching, they have it in each corner right below mid lane, and that's the only spots they have covered right now. Compared to the other team, they have coverage all in the deeper sides in the outer lanes versus the inner, which is helping them actually Pon control completely the encounter jungle constantly.
Yep, he knows when they are rotating and how they're rotating, so he's able to keep track of where they are, when they are, so he can go in, get the buffs, and get on out of there. Looks like Dignitas going to be going over here for a Gold Fury attempt, but will Denial have a response to this? Like, everybody's just going to be rotating over this way. Will Dignitas be able to do it? Are they going to bait it here? Everybody just kind of sitting over in this lane, looking like they want to do something. And Denial's going to start it on up. Zoning out happening now from the Honor, shockingly. Not the Sobek, and here come 4 members from Dignitas. They're going to reset that. Are they going to be able to draw anyone in for any damage? It looks like Honor's going to go down here into the Kali ultimate. Yes, he will. And there goes Sobek trying to land all the pain he can to everyone at the same time.
Now behind.
Zap landing him from the backside like Tweak said, and Sobek going to be forced to dash on out as Agni goes down, and they're going to be able to pick up the Sobek pretty easily. There he goes down, and this could be a deicide. Almost deicide. Boxer barely getting out on the front side. Looks like he's opting to, instead of engaging, just go ahead and jungle as fast as he can. Is he going to try and do anything about this? He comes in there with his ultimate, trying to use all the damage. Is he going to be able to slay Anatoly? He does. He gets a 1 kill. Is he going to be able to make it out of there, though? He used his ultimate. He is going to be down for the count. Trying to get that Gold Fury. Denial uses nothing. They lose the tower, and they lose the Gold Fury as Dignitas did pick it up and slay Ponpon. So that is a soft deicide, as I would call it, because Onher just came back up and Ponpon went down.
And actually, Dignitas definitely won that fight with Zapman's ult landing in behind actual Denial's backline. That created a lot of big issues with Rush. Actually, he did not know where to focus, trying to heal actual Sobek up first, and then running in on her, then backed off to try to catch up, and he just got out of place completely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quite an interesting game thus far. Chin's Blade's coming out on Ponpon, going for that attack speed on him with the Soul Eater, as you can tell, going for extreme attack speed, so to speak. I wonder if we'll see a Fatalis. That movement speed would be nice, but no, nonetheless, Fatalis out on the Lassus. Go ahead.
Right now, we're actually seeing Dignitas up 5,500 gold and XP's up by 6,800. The interesting thing is how the money is actually spread on Dignitas compared to Denial. It's actually a lot more equal on Dignitas, which usually you see fluctuation, but with Denial, they are actually struggling besides Ponpon and Rush up. There's a kill on Ponpon, getting misplaced out.
Yep, he got caught out of there, got a stun on top of him, and they just fell on and laid down the pain. Here they go into the mid lane. Are they going to pressure this tower? There comes Rushed in with the slow from his kit, using his number 2. Kali runs in there, tries to throw any pain, but is she going to get picked out? Sobek tries to land a pluck, but is unable to do so. Everybody dashing all around, trying to do what they can. They group up really heavily, which could be a very dangerous spot for Dignitas, using that Isis ultimate to try and heal back up what they lost. They lost the Anatoly Kali in the mid lane, and Sobek's going to be forced back as well. Thus far, still no other deaths. Ooh, the dash in from the... that's it. Mace to the face is gone down. He got caught out of there, and Hell looks like she's going to be going down here in short order as Sobek gets back into the fight. Will he be able to land a charge prey on top of anyone? Get a little bit closer to that action. Stun coming out. They are just defending this tower with all their might. There goes the Freya into the wall, using the Fist of the Gods to keep her stunned, or to try and stun them out, keeping her alive even longer. Lassus barely making it out of this with no health as Ponpon takes out. Who did he kill? Did he kill anyone? I thought I could have... Well, hold on. I want to see what happened there.
I was going to say, I couldn't even... My brain was going a mile a minute. I couldn't keep up with... I was trying to...
There's that. Frey goes in. Frey gets plucked. Gets stunned to the wall. Fist of the Gods comes out to try and stun somebody, or if that was a hog from Sobek, I believe. There comes Ponpon in from the backside, jumping in. Freya on about 3 health. On her, almost dead. Hell, almost dead. There goes Ponpon after the best. I bet the best blinks out here, because he's taking a lot of damage from that. There he goes. Uses that blink and the Athena going into her Defender of Olympus to make sure he stays alive. Ponpon going to not be able to do anything with that. Is he going to run and chase into the jungle? But no, nobody went down in that engagement, which is just amazing play by all of them. Sobek so very low, going after Apollo. I don't think it's quite the right idea you have here. Sobek, as he's going to dash, trying to get back to his tower, using that tail whip to make sure he gets out. Freya, being played by Lassus, does go back with that smidge of health, so...
You do have Ponpon now rotating on Zap. Let's see if he can actually do anything. No, he's just going to fall back.
Then Zap's going to mesmerize him, try and get any damage he can, but Ponpon turns around. There's the mesmerize, and the Honor comes from the backside. There's the jump from Ponpon, and they will get a kill.
Yeah, like I stated before, Ponpon really to build his skill set of his leap and his actual true damage 3 ability. He maxes those two first, and he doesn't really bother about getting eat minions. He only keeps it at a 1 scale. So he usually likes to do more damage with the jump. I see him do it a lot in games. It's very scary, actually, and it helps him with his jungling a lot faster. It's actually something I'm starting to now use in the jungle with him.
Interesting. So they're going to be clearing out the left side here. Looking at the item picks up as we have the Bloodforge out on the Apollo. Good pickup there. Not necessarily going for attack speed, going more for the damage and straight up pain to the face. Not even going with much penetration yet either. I presume a next pickup would likely be a Titan's Bane or maybe a Jotun's Wrath for that extra penetration to really let Zapman take down the towers and things as fast as he possibly can. Over there on the Freya, we have, of course, the Demonic Grip now finished. Bancroft's Talon started for a Mace to the Face, almost done at Tier 2. And Sovereignty for Jeff Hindla, making sure he gets that AoE protections, and that is almost done for him as well. Shadow Q already has a finished Sovereignty, going for a Void Stone. So looking at their particular matchups, the boots out on the Sobek. So actually, no. Nope, he has Midas boots, I believe. There's
now,
a pluck on top of the ice. Is the stun. She uses beads immediately. She's going to be able to make it out of this alive, except she just aggroed the Fire Giant. There comes the Hand of Fist of the Gods, I believe, and Kali will be using her own ultimate to make sure she stays alive.
That man on top on her comes over, gets flipped.
Freya barely making it out of there
Oh,
alive.
got on her down.
Are they going to be able to chase down Apollo?
Zap.
Not quite. Not quite.
Denial has backed off.
Yep, 1-for-1 engagement. Not really in favor of anyone. I would actually say it's in favor of Denial ever so slightly because there are more people low on Dignitas.
Also, they have the health to rush to sustain them the whole time.
They do. Are they going to be able to pick out this Freya? Under tower here. Is the pluck going to go down? Not quite. Ponpon just going to eat a minion. They're going to go back on out of there. Maybe turn this into a free Gold Fury for them. Looks like they're rotating that direction. And what do they opt to do? Lots of grouping up over here on the left side. Are they trying to bait something? Maybe they were trying to bait them into thinking they were going to do a Gold Fury, and it looks like Dignitas is going to go ahead and start their own Gold Fury. And there comes Dignitas, or sorry, not Dignitas, Denial. Will they see it happening? They do. Sobek going to opt to run in there, pluck off the Kali. Is he going to land a Hand of the Gods? There it is. Dignitas has destroyed the Gold Fury, and the fight has started. Everybody going everywhere. Banish going out on top of the hell. Unable to support her team in that aspect. Ponpon going in from the backside, doing a lot of damage over here to Apollo and the Athena, but will they be able to get Zapman? The stun comes out, Hell chasing the taunt, saving Zapman, but it does not look like he will be. Oh, the blink coming out! Ponpon secures the kill, a 3-for-none trade thus far, as goes in through the tower range just to clear out those minions, and this is going to be a free mid tower. 3 people down now for Dignitas. That is a major turn of events for Denial. Free tower, this is going to be a Fire Giant right here.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was an amazing play that actually Ponpon baiting out, making sure Zap used his slide before he actually popped his blink.
His ultimate.
Yeah.
I agree, and there it is, the Fire Giant. Where is the Fire Giant? There's the Fire Giant's health. It doesn't have a health bar on top of it. It's over there in the top left corner. And it does go down in favor of Denial and A. Can they take this momentum to win the rest of the game? They've been on a slight downhill slide for the past, I don't know, a good 20 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes. The game is only
actually,
25 minutes long.
And now, actually, the XP difference is dropping now slowly and surely for Denial. They're starting to get their footing back. They've even dropped 1,000 gold off of Dignitas, so they are catching up slowly but surely. Now, this is after the newest patch, which means all the towers take 15% more damage by actual players, and they get higher health and mana increases compared to before. So, I'm actually amazed to see that it was a 26-second Fire Giant. I was expecting a lot more pro teams to be doing 15-minute, even 10-minute Fire Giants due to the new passive bonus, but It's interesting to see. It's still around 25-minute, 20-minute marks that we're still seeing fire giants.
I think it's more of the opportunity that they had because they did get 3 people down. They got a mid tower. They kept the pressure on, and then they used that advantage to go ahead and roll on into a fire giant. Looks like Pom Pom's going to come over here, possibly steal a blue buff. No, he will not. Instead, he's going to go after. Sorry, that's not Pom Pom. That's Jeff Hindla on Sobek, the other god that's crouched over in the.
Pon Pon's all by himself
Yes, he
over
is.
in long lane.
I've just derped that one hard.
Yeah,
Let me take a sip of my tea here. My throat's getting a little dry.
actually, I'm very interesting to see what Pain will be building. So far, he only has Heartseeker and Warrior, Tabby, and Executioner, which doesn't seem that much for somebody who has 9,700 gold. He has been buying a lot of TPs. I have been noticing that throughout the game. So that might be where a lot of his gold's going. Oh, no, he just bought first rank of Deathbringer, so.
I have a question for the guys in the chat. How does the game look when I'm casting it as opposed to playing it? I'm presuming... Ooh, Apollo goes down. Looks like that was over in the jungle. I want to rewind and see that. Like Apollo over here doing his split pushing. But yes, do let me know how the quality is. Is it better because it's you know, not quite as much movement, so you're able to get better quality there? I'm hoping it looks nice. Nice, 60 frames a second. Anyway, yeah, it looks like Zapman was going over there. He got the middle tower with 2 shots because it was already dead, but he tries to use his chariot to get away, and chariots of fire will burn as he does fall down. They're going to be pressuring mid lane hard now as Sobek coming in here helping clear out the wave. Agni coming in there as well. Sobek tanking the tower, and they're going to just focus this tower down really fast as Pon Pon is in there. Just wailing on that tower. That thing went down extremely quickly. Will they be able to... Go ahead.
I think that's really the new patch is really creating this damage. I mean, it's Titan's name and all, but that extra 15% more damage, it really helps with rushing down these phoenixes and towers.
Trying to do their darndest to keep the mid tower alive. It looks like Boxer will almost go down as he does as Freya lands it from her ultimate in the air. She will be able to land the kill. Sobek in a dangerous spot here. He's going to take a lot of damage when Athena lands, and Hell trying to do what she can to heal, but unable to do so. Hell going to be in a really sticky situation. Freya going to be landing a ton of damage, and she will go down. Sobek, although Freya does get slain in the process, here comes Honor. Will he be able to do any damage himself? Gonna stick that Athena to the wall, jumping on over as Apollo lands behind him. Athena coming in, using her shield wall, and she will be trying to get on out of there as Agni trying to get out of there himself. Blinking, stunning, mesmerizing, pinning. Honor is in a very bad spot. There's the Age of Amulet used. Agni coming in there trying to do what he can to help. Honor jumping out over the wall. He may be able to make it away from this. Gonna run around this outer jungle. He's going to run into enemy territory to hopefully get a situation where he can quickly back himself. But he is just, there it goes, trying to use the backing.
Is getting shot by Mace to face. They're actually having a little square off the middle. Zapman's about to die.
On her, pinning him to the wall. Is he going to be able to pick up a kill on Shadow Q? He jumps over the wall. Thankfully for him, nobody else has a jump on her. Goes down to Pon Pon somewhere else in the entire game.
Ended up. Yes, Mace to Face was having a 1v1 against Zapman, and unfortunately when Zapman went to go use the slide and turn around, Pom Pom came in for the dunk and just slammed him right to the ground.
Honestly, that was amazing strategy by Pain to be on there. He sent them on a wild goose chase. This is going to mean a free Gold Fury for Denial because they sent him... He sent them everywhere on the map, and he was kiting them for days whilst he... just ran around, and they managed to pick up Zapman in the process, who was out of position. He was like, don't chase him. He's just going to go back. I mean, they ended up getting the kill, but at what cost? I mean, I guess at the cost of a Gold Fury and some experience in gold. So, looking at it now, they have cut the gold lead of Dignitas to 2,200 gold right now. I mean, at this point, the experience lead is pretty much mitigated because the only person that's really lagging behind is Jeff Hindla on that Sobek. But if he can build tanky, as he's already got his sovereignty, building his bulwark now, he's going to be able to tank for days and just try and stay alive. Any other interesting item pickups that you see?
Actually, the most interesting is Ponpon's build. Usually he likes to do Executioner last. He usually does the Titan's Bane maybe around third or fourth item. Amazingly, he went that early and got Titan's Bane last. I'm expecting the Death's Toll to probably be the Deathbringer. It's usually his second to last pick item, Bakasura mostly. Besides that, interesting one you're also seeing coming out is Rush actually building Soul Reaver. You see a lot of now Hell players who are more defensive players pick up the Soul Reaver versus Arata Tahuti, because when they do have to go in for that slight little poke time, they actually Soul Reaver does more damage than the Rod will. So that's a pretty interesting pick. I don't see that many Hell players do that, even though there's not that many Hell players besides Rush and others.
Oh, Zapman barely makes it away with just like one health there, as the ultimate was used from on her to try and land that kill, but it was not quite enough, as he did make it up just barely. Just
Actually,
barely.
yeah, Ponpon now rotating over is going to try to take camp from Anatoly.
Looks like he's going to almost be able to kill Anatoly if he can land another kill or another shot, but instead Kali will be able to make it away with that amazing speed. The ultimate was used, but was not quite enough to stop her, as she is such a slippery character. And
now you
this,
see Denial going into the Fire Giant, getting ready to set this up. I think they're just going to try to bait it out. Oh no, they're going to maybe start it right now.
they started it, but then they baited it out. The Banish landing on top of the Pon. Will he be able to get out of it alive? Lots of bombs, a bomb landing, and Freya going up into her ultimate. She's going to try and pick off the rush. Hell goes down, and Freya, will you go down? No, you will not quite go down yet, as the Athena ultimate lands. Defender of Olympus will keep her alive for a little bit longer. Sobek is very likely dead, unless a miracle happens here. He does dash out of that. He makes it out barely. Oh, another shot going out. The honor. Amazing plays on that. The sprint being popped from Apollo, as it will be able to clean that up. And they are going to be chasing after Pon, cleaning him up as well. This could be a Fire Giant for Dignitas, as they cleaned up 3 people on Denial. Only 1 for themselves. And in 23 seconds, Anatoly will be up. It might take him 20 seconds to take this Fire Giant, so what will Honor be able to do? If anything, he is just going to stay back in the back, try and throw spears, be annoying. 11 seconds. Are they going to take it before Anatoly is up? Oh, they take it. Anatoly does not get the Fire Giant buff, but Honor could be caught out here by Apollo as the blink comes in, the dodging all the damage from the Isis. Apollo trying to do his damage there, and Honor will be going down here.
We're actually starting to see Lessy's get into his late game build, and as we all know, Freya, this late game, just finishing off her Bancroft's Talon, which once that's fully finished, that's pretty much a full build, besides she's just got to get rid of Bumbit's Fast, but at this point, with her attack speed, she's pretty much dangerous all the way around.
Yeah. She's going to be chunking them pretty hard, sustaining herself with that Polynomicon and that lifesteal. And as we see here, Sobek forced to dash out of there. He is even afraid of the damage from the Freya. So currently a 4-on-5 situation for Denial. Pon hanging in the backside. No, he just comes under tower. They're going to be pressuring this tower hard. Tail Whip coming out, trying to keep them back. The stun landing on top of the Freya, but she's just going to back on out of there, staying alive and moving on.
You sure you see them right now trying to rotate on Lasses, but Athena is coming up, and Athena is now caught up. Going on Mace's face.
Sobek landing a nice pluck on top of Lassus. His Pon will be able to use all that damage he has. Kills them very quickly. Isis ultimate healing them up for good amounts, and it looks like Jeff Handler will go down as the Sobek. Are they going to be able to clean up the Isis? Pon looking for that damage there, using his... Oh, gets taunted into an Athena. And he does not like that, so he'll be blinking out of there. 2-for-1 trade in favor of Dignitas. Fist of the Gods being used now. They just kind of let Apollo stay there and die. It looks like they didn't disengage quite fast enough. So now a 2-for-2 trade. Denial taking the advantage and evening up the score there. Looking at the gold, though, Dignitas taking the lead ever so slightly with another 3,400 gold. This is going to be a free gold period for Denial, though. Going in for that immediately.
At this point in time in the game, one of the worst things he could do is lose Zap. Zap is actually now falling farther and farther behind on his gold net worth. I don't even think his GPM has been keeping up throughout the game. Yes, it actually has lowered a very considerable amount.
That steal from Athena. Walks in there, just waltzes on in there. Nobody even tried to stop her, and she just handed Gods the Gold Fury. Because they didn't have a Hand of the Gods available on anyone. They had one on Rush, but he wasn't in range to do it, nor was it low enough to do it. He only has rank 1 Hand of the Gods. Jeff Hindla, who's got the level 3, was dead. So, very nice play there by Dignitas. Able to use that to increase their gold lead.
When it comes to stealing, especially with Athena, it's really not fair. You just walk in, and you just taunt, and then just pop it. I mean, there's nothing they can really do. They can't fight back or try to take the Gold Fury. They're just completely taunted on you.
Yep. Just pushing out the mid waves. What does Denial need to do here? They have to get them engaged in a team fight in which Pon can get into the back line and really lay down the pain, try to take out Apollo and Isis as fast as possible. That Isis ult's what's killing them right now. They get into this fight. Isis throws down her ultimate, heals them back up, and then they continue on with the fight. And it's just not what they want. Even though Rush is able to do quite a bit of healing of his own, I don't think it's quite able to sustain with that damage reduction from the Isis ultimate as well.
Yeah, and you're also seeing the best, as good as he can in the team fight comps. He's staying on Rush to keep on making sure that he can keep on interrupting all his moves up. And you see Zapman falling back right now.
Yep.
But yeah, you usually see the best every time he's in with the team fights. He is actually trying to silence as much as possible hell every time it's up as 3 to make sure they don't get those good heals off.
Yeah, keep Hell silent so she can't get any heals. Keep Pon dead, and they have a victory. Pretty much what it looks like here. They're going to be grouping up, heading on over to the left lane, or right lane, excuse me. Will they be able to catch Kali out? Doesn't quite look like it is.
Keep on pinging for Anatoly to leave.
Yeah, Anatoly, almost landing a charge Freya on top of the best. The Banish will be coming out from the Freya, keeping her alive, and she will use that Wind Gust to continue her move speed on out of there. Fire Giant coming up in 25 seconds. I believe they're going to be jockeying for position here, laying down the wards, clearing out enemy wards. A bajillion wards being placed here by Jeff Hindla, and a mace to the face. They want to know exactly when Dignitas decides to start this. Currently, Denial's leading in towers. They have 3 towers up versus Dignitas only has 1 tower alive. So, I would actually say the fact that Dignitas is up as far as they are is even more so. Ooh, there goes Pain Divion. Is this going to mean a dead Bakasura as well? He's able to pick off the Apollo, but he will fall for his transgression. And they're going to chase right on after that Agni. Are they going to be able to land a stun? There comes the dash in from the Athena, the taunt, the shield wall. And Kali goes into her own ultimate, but Hell will be able to try and shrug that off with a heal using her own repulse to land anything there. Agni getting a kill on top of Kali. Pluck landing on top of the Isis. Sobek staying alive ever so barely. They're able to take care of Shadow Q. Sobek still alive, getting that heal, but Isis is able to take out Hell, and Agni's just going to stay alive. The Banish. Oh, 1 alive. It's Sobek.
Can they do this? Freya's going to cut him off from the back.
Oh, if he had a charge prey up, I believe he would have used it on top of that Freya, throw him into tower range, get him the kill. And that's going to be a 3-for-5 trade in favor of Dignitas. They're going to take this opportunity to push down this tower because it's really difficult, frankly, to say, to push down a Fire Giant with 2 people. Possible, not advised. Not advised
Actually,
at all.
You see Shadow finally buying boots right now. He just sold his Bancroft's talent to actually get him some more of the focus. Looking for more cooldown. Actually, interesting pick on him was actually Wigan Wan, which I actually recommend for more supports that have taunts or movements issues, like Ymir, Athena. Yeah. But that was an interesting pick that he picked up early. I didn't even realize that. And I did realize he sold his Watcher's gift for Witchstone also.
Interesting thing I wanted to bring up to the viewers. This is a very interesting thing. When you are Freya and you are playing jungle and you want to prevent your opponent who is jungling to get a buff, lift the buff in the air. Or I guess the jungler too. But if you lift the buff in the air, it will reset when it lands. Extremely frustrating as a player if you're not the Freya. Extremely successful if you are the Freya. So she successfully stole away both of those from Pon by lifting them in the air and forcing him back. This is going to be a Dignitas Fire Giant now as they are all up. Denial also up, but are they going to be able to rotate fast enough? This Fire Giant's falling so very fast, they're not going to be there nearly in time. Fire Giant successfully captured by Dignitas, and there comes Pon in trying to land a death on top of Isis, but instead he will get picked up in the air, his head will disappear, and everybody will fall back. That combat blink doing wonders for Isis today. Pon probably getting pretty frustrated now as he keeps trying to jump on people, and then they blink away or just generally get away. Because as they did fix in the latest patch, his cripple is now beadsable. You can't blink out of cripples anymore, but before you were unable to beads out of it, period. And so you couldn't bead, you couldn't blink, you couldn't do anything. If you were in that Boxer ultimate, you were just stuck. So generally speaking, Pon doing what he can. He's just flying around the map with all that movement speed. Looks like we have an engagement here in the jungle. Freya lifting up that Bakasura. He's got to be so sick of that. On her will be pushing her back away, but it is a 4-on-3 in this side, and this could be a dangerous spot for them. Sobek into his ultimate, trying to stay alive, and Hell going to be landing a good bit of pain, but Mace to the face will go down, and On her is in a bad spot. He gets Fist of the Gods and shot down by Lasses. Freya going up into her ultimate, getting taunted by the Athena, and that will be yet another kill. Looks like it's a 3-for-none trade. Will they be able to clean up Hell and Boxer? No, they're going to turn this into some more towers. Are they going to push down the mid-Phoenix as I fly through the trees? Yeah, they want a Phoenix out of this. They're 3 down. They just looks like they're just going to rush the Minotaur, even though there are still 2 towers up.
Finish it at this point.
2 towers, 3 Phoenixes. They're going to push down this Phoenix. Are they going to go straight for the Minotaur, go for the successful win? But with as many towers as are up, this could mean the Minotaur is so much more tanky. There goes Fist of Gods, but Boxer will go down in style. There goes the Minotaur, falling very quickly. And Dignitas will be able to take it over Denial in a very close game, 37-26, with about a 10,000 gold lead that really worked its way out there towards the end. They were able to get their team fight going really well, turn it on, and very nice game, very nice game. So MVP of that game, Lasses 12-5, doing his work there. Zapman going not a whole lot of structure damage, comparatively speaking. He does have his 3,600, but Pon doing 3,900 there. So, not the only tower killer on his team. Very nice play from them all around. Looking at the items that they picked up, what do you think about what was on Boxer? You got the Executioner, Boots, Deathbringer, Soul Eater, Chin's Blades, and a Titan's Bane. Do you think that the Soul Eater was the downfall in... I mean, he basically had no sustain at the end there. Even if he was attacking somebody, they would just burn him down so fast. Could he have maybe gone to the shield or some sort of tanky item?
He mostly picked up that Soul Eater due to the fact that he started to actually get outplayed inside the jungle and was getting ganked. So that's probably why he picked it up. I do feel like it's a downfall for him. I mean, the Deathbringer definitely did help. It's a little bit out of standard I've seen of Pon's Bakasura build, but it was a big issue. He usually likes going with a Bloodforge on top of a Soul Eater sometimes, instead of the Quin's Blade, which usually gives him amazing sustain in the fights. But I feel with the Quin's Blades actually was a bigger issue. He's trying to focus down the Hell and having issues taking out other teammates that weren't the best, or Laziz were the 2 easiest for him. But besides that, he was having issues with everybody else at times.
Yeah.
Actually, the one build that interests me, and it's good to see more support players, as you don't see it very on any of other games than pro games, but Shadow's build is actually quite respectable. I actually enjoy that build. You don't see that many supports actually build this way.
Mm-hmm.
Usually just see Sovereignty, but actually building the Wing and Wand for faster movement and cooldown, plus the shoes. The Witch's Stone, I believe, was an actual very, very important item for Dignitas over Denial. That actually slew down Pon from his attacks. That slew down Pain with all his actual attacks. And overall, It just lets him taunt faster, which that is Athena's strong point.
I agree. Such a very good game. I can't wait to see if this is going to be a game 2. So stay tuned and don't go away.